The evolution of multiple charge controllers, mixing amps from different sources. For years, the solar industry faced a practical challenge: how to deal with mismatched solar panels, older models producing lower voltage or current, and newer ones optimized for higher output. Replacing an entire array every time a few panels aged was wasteful and expensive, but then came the solution that quietly became a standard: multiple charge controllers. Why use multiple charge controllers? Solar panels don't always match, especially over time. A system might have 100 watts, 12-volt panels from 10 years ago, 200 watts, 24-volt panels from this year. If wired together directly, these panels can fight each other, causing voltage drop, amp loss, or even controller shutdowns. However, when each panel or panel set is connected to its own charge controller, the system no longer suffers from mismatch. Each charge controller optimizes power flow independently and feeds the battery system in parallel, safely and efficiently. This configuration is called parallel charge control, and it has been used in the industry for over a decade, especially in off-grid and hybrid installations. Mathematical model: how amps combine. Let's assume controller A feeds in 17 volts at 2A equals 34 watts. Controller B feeds in 13.8 volts at 4A equals 55.2 watts. As long as both controllers are regulated to charge a 12-volt battery system, the amps are additive, and the voltage stays at the system level, e.g. 12 volts nominal. That means total input equals 2A plus 4A equals 6A into the battery at regulated 12 volt. The system voltage doesn't fight, because each controller manages its source independently and outputs at a level appropriate for the battery. This allows mixing amps from other devices or panels, as long as each is isolated through its own charge controller. Industry adoption: why it caught on. 1. Cost efficiency. Instead of discarding older panels, users could reuse them alongside new panels, extending the value of their investment. 2. Scalability. Off-grid systems grew organically. People started small, then added panels and controllers as budgets allowed. Parallel charge controllers allowed painless upgrades. 3. Flexibility. Charge controllers today, MPPT and PWM, are highly adaptable. They can regulate power from different panel voltages, e.g. 18 volts, 24 volts, 36 volts, and standardize it to 12 volts or 24 volts for the battery bank. Number 4, redundancy and safety. If one controller fails, others keep working. This modularity enhances reliability, especially in remote systems. Can we bring in amps from another device? Yes, absolutely. The logic is the same. A phone charger circuit, a small wind turbine, a thermoelectric generator, a second solar system, even another battery bank through a regulated converter. All of these can deliver current to the same load or battery if properly isolated and managed by independent charge controllers or regulation systems.
Of course, you need more evidence. You want to see if people have already done this. And here it is.
Also, when you do that, your system's always going to work at its lowest denominator. So, if I could tie these Canadian solars together with those, these would actually be pulled down to those power levels. So then these would be like making no power, and it would be hurting you more than helping you. So that's some of the reasons for having multiple charge controllers. Okay, so now how do you wire multiple charge?
This allows mixing amps from other devices. This allows mixing amps from other devices. This allows mixing amps from other devices or panels as
What this means that the voltage does matter. Sorry I had to be so dramatic, but we needed to prove this point, that we can use just basic charge controllers to inject amps into our voltage. Yes, being dramatic was the key point to drive this point home. Now I thank all the people who contribute to this project and made this possible for everyone out there to understand how easy it is to add amps and volts together. Now, again, I'm going to simply say it. We are taking this technology into new heights. So stop trying to do all the electronics that we did. Just simply get 2 different charge controllers and you'll be able to do this technology for yourself. We now brought all this to you for free and fulfilled the goal. Now with this technology, you are truly independent and can make as much power as you want. Look at the sizes. Go back and re-watch that it doesn't take an enormous array to get the power that you need. We're going to now take this to the market so you can buy it for those who need convenience. But those who can build these systems for themselves, you now know it's not a scam and that there's many people out there that are doing this. Stop listening to the people who want to keep you on the grid. This technology has always existed. That's what we needed to be so dramatic about to drive that point home, that multiple charge controllers can and will let you mix volts and amps. Just because I coined the name amp injection technology
and I'm getting the
doesn't
75
mean it
volts,
didn't exist
and
before I
using this
ever
small
touched a
flashlight,
solar
it's
panel.
going to 100,
I thank you.
so we don't need
Keep
much.
watching and seeing that
The idea is
people
to now
are
get the
doing
amps.
this.
Yeah, this is what the panel alone is giving me, so I just unplugged it and put it here like this, and the panel, the amp panel, which is just a sample just to test if the circuit works properly, it's giving me 0 2 5, so 256 milliamps, which is 0.2 amps. And if I increase, I think that if I put I think 7, because this one is 6 and then another 6, but if I put 7 and another 7, I can raise it to 3. I can raise it to 0.3 amps. So the diodes are very important. So as you can see, I get 4. If I use 1, I only get like 0.01, but then if I add more, I get more amps. But the volts are there and the amps are there, so this is a confirmation, and soon I will try and use the diodes that Lloyd said. I'm just waiting for the material to arrive.
And I'll say this again, diodes and MOSFETs, transistors, MOSFETs, are already built into charge controller. You do not have to do the hardest way to do it unless you understand electronics. And a lot of people had trouble understanding high-tech electronics. So, simply use a charge controller to get the results you want. Tried and tested. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video.
This is the coolest. Check that. Up